welcome to AAOL season 2 or 4, I believe. My name is Blackburn the Brain of the main tank in the Div 3 team Equestrius, and I shall be your caster today. I will also have helping me stream will be Pinky MacGyver. Now we are going to start off the match here on Elios Well, and it'll be interesting to see what teams come up with on this map, especially with the pit, generally Roadhog or Rissa. Quite common on this, and it seems that both teams have started to pick on it, but not locked in yet, as there is still about 25 seconds before the match starts. On the blue team, we have the team known as Tentacle, and on the red team, we have Astral. Yes. Both teams, as you can see, is starting to run a fair composition. Tentacle has chosen to go on to the McCree rather than Burn Blue on the actual Genji. It'll be interesting to see what that amounts to, and we are off into the fight itself. Let's see what transpires in the match. Generally, with the Genji on the Astral team, you're gonna look for possibly a dive to go in, and it seems that blue team manages to get on the point first rather than red team. Red team does go down the actual ball. Blue coming out from Rain does not seem to get anything, and it seems that blue team is now currently pushing in. Serpent Knight got the early pick onto Offset here, and are they going to snowball this into a push right now? But no, blue team still being very passive on their side, even though they're up one player. And I say that Rain gets the early pick onto Dragon. Insanity on all his own. Red Snake Boy trying to go for the res, manages to get the res on to Ragoon. They are still 5v6 into the and as I said that Kingmaker manages to move onto Alina. It's a 5v5 on the point itself. With Offset coming back in, it's going to be a 65 really soon. Ragoon going deep on with the Brigitte. Is he going to get punished? King Penguin gets a pick onto Audium. Serpent Knight gets a pick back onto Ragoon. And Sir KB gets a pick on the Burn Blue. Red James gets a huge move on the Snake Boy. But as I said, that King Penguin gets a triple kill on with that Pharah ultimate. Right now, point still has not been captured yet, and King Penguin managed to get the air shot onto Rain. A bit of a misplay coming out, I feel, coming up from Deep Tentacle. With the early pick on Rain, they could have easily pushed that and possibly just capped it, but no. Offset managed to get back into the point. Rain managed to get his ult up and just kill 4 people and single-handedly cap the point with that. As now we go on to the next fight, you can see Blues coming in from the corner side of the alley. Interesting strat coming out of that, as King Penguin has quite easy access to just keep shooting. Book comes up from King Penguin, but not getting anything. Serpent Knight manages to get the ship up, and as I say that, Sir managed to actually get the kill with the flashbang onto Ragoon. It's a 5. As I say that, it's a 6v4. It's going to be alright. Then blue team manages to catch it. It's just a fair mercy. That one, the point is up. Can King Penguin survive with the mercy? Just try and stay as long as possible. It seems that they are, but now King Penguin gets taken out, and coming in at just about 50%. It's going to be interesting to see how long blue team can hold the point, but they do have 4 ultimates coming up right now, whereas the red team only has 2, with Genji Blade coming in and Insanity on that whole hog, 94% right now. Both teams going to have 4 ults right now, and blue team's going in with the bomb. Managed to get moving onto the Percy. Right now, Burn Blue is trying to get a kill on with that Dragon. They managed to get Serpent Knight, but Rain and Sir KB fire back to Burn Blue and Offset. Now coming in with a Fair Barrage. Not getting anything, just trying to hold out damage, but Rain managed to get hooked. And Insanity managed to hook him, but not managed to kill. He went for the whole hog, got punished by Sir KB on that McCree. And just like that, Red team did burn a number of ults there, but they do have some coming up. Ragoons already has that Brigitte ult, so they probably going to look for an opportune time to just rally up and then go in with the Pharah Barrage, as it will give more health. And Offset managed to get an early pick on the Sir KB right now. It's a 5v6 on the point, and Rain is just hitting shots. King Penguin managed to get the kill on the Rain actually, but Alina comes back with the hook onto him and kills him subsequently. Burn Blue getting the kill on Serpent Knight. Right now, red team is in control of the points up, and a huge pull coming out from Offset. You're getting 2 people into it, and the cap goes over at 50%. You can see on the red team, they didn't have to actually use any of the ultimates due to Offset getting the early pick on the Sir KJ over there. And from then they just generally snowballed with the Penguin just shooting rockets and them down being the actual DPS player. So now we're going into the next fight here. Team Tentacle generally has two ults. But as I say that, Burbu managed to get an early pick on the Rain Borders. Not much, and the rest does come out on audio. Surprisingly, Sergey B just gets the pick on the King Penguin. It's a 5v6 onto the point itself. Red team has no rest, so oh wait, no, they do have the rest. The rest comes out, but Rain Borders gets the early pick onto the Snake Boy after we go for the rest. Burbu managed to get the Deadeye onto Rain Borders in subsequent action, and right now Red team is still in control of the point. Blue team is just scrambling in that actual hole right now, and here comes the Haidu with the Lucio ult, but seems to be nothing. It's just gets the back out. King Penguin gets the kill on the fresh eggs and gets a pick onto the bongos itself. Regular.
All systems checked out.
Be able to clean this up for it. Ready? Lead. Really deep right now. There goes the bongos. Just clean up, and yes, Team Astral will be up 1-0 in this current set.
Score.
Team Astral, kind of surprisingly coming up with a really Team Astral has much better team play compared to Team Tentacle. In that first point, you saw that Offset managed to get the picks onto Sir KJB over there with the halt, and followed up with just early kills that didn't result in him having to use his ultimate. So they managed to just snowball it and kept their ults, which is why they more or less won the fight there. Generally on this particular map, Lighthouse, you'll generally see Ryan Zarya on it. And it'll be interesting to see if Offset continues to run the Orisa, but no, he does switch off onto the right part. It's Ryan D.Va versus Ryan Zarya. This will be a very interesting matchup, considering that Zarya's Graviton has been nerfed and has a smaller general radius. Right now, King Penguin trying to flank on the back, trying to get the early shots in right now, and he is in Doofus on the point with Rainbow is just landing hits. He is still really high up. Sir KB managed to get the early pick on the King Penguin, and subsequently should get the kill onto. As I say that, Burbu actually got the kill on Sir KJB. Mercy's still in the fight, but not actually dead. Snakeboy is just sneaking his way around, and no one is on the point to cap it. Rainbow managed to get the kill on the Snake right now, and Burbu's on the point just trying to cap it, but now has to fight with the Doofus on point. Audio gets the kill onto the D.Va Mag. Serpent gets the kill onto the Tracer and Dragon, and no chance. Cap coming in for Team Tentacle right now. The early picks coming out from with Sir KJB on that Widow to get the pick onto the fire seems to make it switch off. King Penguin is now on the Doomfist. Now we have a Doomfist. Both teams, Jimmy has Doomfist. Serpent Knight coming up to his. Serpent Knight has his ultimate with Offset Team just having his in about 74%. Just one more fire strike should be able for him to get it, and both teams. We'll see how both right now is managing to play the right beat. King Penguin trying to get a punch in, but misses. And is he going to get finished on this? He manages to uppercut and manages to get out onto the back of the like huge group coming out of Audrey, getting the kill on the Offset, and Blue team should continue holding it. Rain has managed to use his ultimate, gets the kill on the Dragoon. Rain is King Penguin on back in the fight right now. He's trying to get out. Is he going to get out with his like he's going to connector? And yes, he manages to get out and just regroup with his team. But no, as I say that, Sir KJB gets it early. Gets a really good pick with that Widowmaker. And now Astral is on the back foot right now. Points up to 52%. Both teams has a lot of ults coming into this fight. You got 4 on the side of Astral and 5 on the side of Tentacle. Right? It's interesting to see how it goes. Red team going in with the D.Va bomb right now, not getting anything. But Burbu does get the pulse bomb kill on the audio. Striker as Sir gets a kill on the Insanity when he uses the D.Va bomb. Rainbows gets the pick on the Snake, but with the punch, Offset team going in huge. It was Earth Shadow gets 2 picks. But Frederick's to get the pick back onto Sir KJB. King Penguin got the picks on. Sir gets back, and it seems that the Reinhardt just capped the point by himself after killing the Doomfist, which was fairly low. Both teams. It seems that Team Astral actually burned every single ultimate they had in that fight. They are now down 5 ultimates. And it is, it's about 80% right now, whereas Team Tentacle does have the better ult economy right now. They do have the Urshire, they do have the Graviton, they do have the Lucios, they do have the Lucio. It's going to be interesting to see how this Graviton is going to be used. Most likely, Serpent Knight is going to have to hammer his way into that, or at least share it out. Here comes the Lucio ultimate coming in just to get more help onto the point. Sir KJB, we're waiting for the charge, managed to get someone, but now it's a fight on the point. Rainbowers Rainbow gets the upcut on the offset. The offset is now dead on the point, but King Fang gets a kill on the Serpent. Like, Serpent Jimmy gets a kill onto Mercy. Gets ground kill. Here comes the actual right now, not getting anything. Insanity does get the back though. Here's the punch coming out. No, not hitting anything. It is a brawl on the point. Genji getting his ultimate. He's going in with the Dragon Blade, but to no avail. Only gets on him. Well, Rainbow is getting a huge fix, but as I did that, King gets both support. Blue gets back in, kills Sir KJB. Offset Duke goes with an early charge, gets the kill on the Elena. Rainbow is the only one left on the point, and he is going to reset for this team. Really a play coming out of Team Astral right now. Managed to actually stay on the point and actually still keep the percentage going. Whereas their opponent just burn quite a lot of the ultimates. They burn, I think, 2 to 3 ultimates in that fight itself. As I say, that fight check is coming up to another Moira ultimate, and that's the only one that's really close. Offset can stop this push right now with that Ryan Shatter if he gets a good one. As I say that, blue team's going on the high ground. It's up here. It's a Shatter. Serpent Knight is down, and he is going to get taken out. Offset, you getting huge. Bird Blue getting huge with another pulse bomb, getting double. Diva Bomb coming in, getting the kill on Elena, and overtime 6 down. And miraculously, Astral manages to hold at a disadvantage of 81-0, now actually holding it and winning the fight, and just takes the first map. Astral Blue takes the first map.
Play of the game.
Very brilliant play coming out of offset. You in that engagement. Here's the pull, gets the double, and we all know versus pull always generally gets the environmental kills that subsequently gives it the POTG. In that entire fight, Astral Blue very much more coordinated compared to Team Tentacle. Super Knight did go in quite early, and Offset manages to punish him with that actual Shadow that got 2, followed up by the +1 from Burn Blue to just pick off the other 2, making it a 6v2, and subsequently just winning the point out of that play. It'll be interesting to see how Team Tentacle just generally get back from that. Hopefully they do get their act together, and most probably shows a better result in the next match. Considering what has just transpired from 81-0 to just capping at 100%, they could have just possibly actually hold all the ultimates, try and get up to 6 ultimates, and then just push straight into the point. Considering that once you get 6 ultimates, you could just snowball it while your opponents have nothing. If you actually do a dry push, and possibly just cap it and actually move on to a third map. A bit of technical issues right now with Insanity just leaving and coming back in, so hopefully we'll see. Hopefully it'll be resolved in just a matter of minutes, and from that we will be heading into the next map, which is Watchpoint Gibraltar. Now, generally, just to give general history on Watchpoint Gibraltar, Watchpoint Gibraltar has a very I would say balanced map, more towards dive-based tanks, just because of a lot of high ground, just going through first points generally. It's similar to Numbani, where just before you cap into the first point and the doors open, there's just a lot of high ground where most teams set up, especially hit-scan heroes like Soldier and Widow, just get free sightlines and trying to get it. So both teams should be running a Winston dive composition on the actual first point, followed up by second point being a bit of a hybrid. You can run both Reinhardt or Winston, but due to the fact that shuttle is quite a enormous part of the actual map and just gives a lot of sightlines, you generally still run the Winston, and then third point you generally switch off to the Reinhardt, just because there isn't as many high grounds compared to the first 2 points, and Reinhardt is just much better due to the fact that it's just in more or less a streets phase, similar to King's Row, where Earthshatter should hit everyone if the right shield is down. Yeah, coming back to the actual map, if I were to choose an MVP here, most probably I will go with Offset Nuke. His general main tank play, even though I'm technically being somewhat biased, considering I am a main tank player myself, his main tank plays were a lot better compared to his counterpart on Team Tentacle, and I think that's what generally gave him the win. If Serpent Knight probably played with his team a bit more, didn't actually drop down with the McCree by themselves on the last point of Ilios and subsequently got shattered, they probably could have actually had a proper team fight and might have actually won the map, move on to the third one. So it'll be interesting to see how Serpent Knight fixes his Rhine play and probably tries to work with the team better coming up in Watchpoint Gibraltar. Bit of an issue right now. Insanity, I think, having somewhat of a small roster issue. Probably now trying to scramble to get a sub in for the actual match itself, but not really much to see of, not really much to see or understand right now. But as we talk, we should probably just move on to talking about the third and final map. Probably, it's going to be Horizon Lunar Colony. If all of you do not know, this is a best of three map, but you play all three maps, similar to the Overwatch League, where even if the team wins, they would still play the fourth map to just tally the points and see how everyone goes. So there is a chance that even if you do lose the first two, you still come back with the one win, so you at least you don't get 3-0 stomped in this division right now. Final map is going to be a Horizon Lunar Colony. Now, after the switch, the rework on Horizon Lunar Colony itself, generally not much has changed in terms of defense except where actual tanks are placed. Now, due to the fact that there is the high drop, where right above where the like I would say considered the main entrance of the Horizon, most teams generally run Orisa or Ryan just on the high ground itself and then have easy access to just drop back down rather than where it used to be where they would have to actually rotate to either side of the actual point, which made them quite easy targets for Reinhardt based comps or dive based comps to just take stragglers who are taking a bit too long to get on the point itself. Following that, we move on to the second point, where there is general high ground where teams can control whether or not it's both offense and defense. Both teams generally have to try and control the high ground with Widowmakers, Junkrats just trying to spam down onto the point itself, similar to Numbani. But the recent success has shown that Goat's Comps, especially ran on Horizon, generally works quite well to actually snowball to those points. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not any of the teams actually choose to run Goat's Space comps. And subsequently I think that's really about it in terms of map explanation. And yeah, hopefully we manage to get a sub soon into the match for Astral Blue so we can continue on with the match. But aside from that, I think that's really about all I can say. I do this. Welcome back to the AAOL weekend game. Sorry for the short delay over there. We just had minor minor team issues with the roster of Astral Blue. Insanity has not returned after he left after the win on Elios, and Lewis has just come in. We have a pause coming out. So be interesting to see what transpires. Hopefully, it will be resolved in a matter of seconds or moments, and we can actually get on into the game. And no, have a we have a reset coming back to the actual lobby. Seems to be some sort of issue with Astral Blue right now with Lewis currently unsubbing. It's fairly interesting to just see what's going to happen. And he is currently being moved out. And hopefully they will get another player in for the match. And hopefully soon. As we do not want to waste time on the matches itself. It is already quite late at 9 p.m. So hopefully it will be resolved in just a matter of moments. Until then, hopefully just stay tuned and thank you for supporting us by continuing to watch the stream. Welcome back, viewers. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we had after the Ilios game. I thank you for being very patient with us, and hope that we will in turn have a very exhilarating game. Unfortunately, due to the rules, Astral Blue, who had won the match on Ilios, has decided to forfeit due to the fact that they could not meet the minimum requirements for their core roster. As 4321 Lewis is a sub, and notably some other players on the current roster are subs as well. They have chosen to forfeit, but still be kind enough to play out the matches. As that said, we are now moving on to Watch 1 Gibraltar, and it's interesting to see coming out of Team Tentacle that they have decided to go with a Ryan Zarya composition with the Junkrat and the Widowmaker. Generally, you do not see Ryan Zarya on this specific point due to the fact that high ground control is very key. Let's see if Serpent can actually make the jump, but yes, he can. On the side of Team Astral probably not going to stick with this current composition with the Hammond, but it'll be interesting to see whether or not they continue to actually run it. King Penguin has yet to chosen, and he has gone to the Widowmaker, and yes, they are actually going for the Hammond Winston composition. Generally, you see Hammond Rhyme actually, but you see Snake Boy messed up his initial jump, and he now goes in with the off. And now Offset tries to go in, try to get any stragglers, but he is in quite deep. But as I say that, Bumbu actually does help him, gets a kill on the Offset, actually gets a kill on Sir KJP. Right now, Super Knight is trying to bash people around, Rainbow gets a kick on the 4-3-2-1 Lewis, and Offset's just trying to just cleave damage. King Penguin gets the kill on Rain, Super Knight gets the counter kill on the Offset, but King Penguin just kills Fresh Eggs. And Burn Blue the actual tank. Sir KJB actually gets the early kill onto Burn Blue. They could possibly snowball and get back onto the point, but as I say it, that Snake Boy is just holding the front door with that hammer. It's just going to be a general nuisance, and that will actually help them to cap the point when my ultimate is charging. Recontested. You saw they might be trying to push it in. Right now, they are in quite a bad position. Right now, somewhat displaced right now. Offset gets the early pick on the Fresh Eggs. It's a 5v6 on the point right now, and Offset doesn't seem to be letting up on his attack, but Sir KTP manages punches the fact that he was a bit too aggro on that play, and Rick manages to stun the Hammond, which causes him to actually roll back to his team. Turning the 5v5 onto the point, but with the advantage going onto Team Tentacle, the fact that their player will press and come back into the fight faster compared to Offset. Right now, King Penguin and Offset have their ultimates up right now with Snake Boy and Purple is about to get there. Super Knight does have the Shadow right now. If they can actually get the Whisper Bear, they could go for a Shadow. But as I said, that Offset gets the pick on the Rainbows, and Purple gets huge Dragon Blade coming out. Purple gets the kill on the Super Knight and Sir KJP. Snake Boy, one gets the kill onto Elena, and this should be second point cap for the current Team Astral. Interesting coming out that
no one can hide from my
during the entire fight, and they managed to acquire that, so that's generally quite a lot of value. We have Sir KJP switching off the Queen, going over to the Reaper, possibly just trying to punish the over-aggression that might come out of Offset and Snake Boy, but may be displaced on the fact that Snake Boy on that Hammond can zigzag around and fight. And I'll say that Offset does get the pick on that Mercy right now. It's a 5v5 on the point, and Rainbow does get the early counter kill onto it, and there's a minefield coming out. Is it going to get anything right now? It's just zoning everybody out from the mid section, and they're all going to try and use the side. Serpent Knight's shield doesn't seem to get low, and King Penguin gets the early kill onto Fresh Eggs for the start of the fight right now, and get the early kill, get another pick onto Audium, and right now it's 4v6 on the point with Team Tentacle not having any supports right now. Offset is probably trying to go in, huge shatter coming out, but is he going to get anything? He does get the charge, gets the kill on the 4-3-2-1 Lewis, so KJP on that Reaper doesn't manage to get the kill on the Snake one, but Burn gets the early 2 picks back onto the aggressive tanks that Serpent Knight was playing right now, and King Penguin still does have the high ground, just controlling it and preventing any of the members of the Tentacle to actually get back on point. Here comes the actual Willow sites right now, and it seems that Sir KJP is just trying to stay on the cart, just preventing it from moving. No one's actually on the cart for the red team, but they do have 5 more offense up. As I said, the Offset uses his primal rage. Also, he's just trying to move people around, trying to push Fresh Eggs off the point, and he manages to do it on the primal rage, killing Fresh Eggs and actually making him use his ultimate in the process. Here comes the Dragon Blade coming out. This has to be huge. So KJB, if he wants to hold the point, he does only get the kill on Dragon, and now Rage wants to wait. Even he gets killed by Sir KJB. Here comes the Graviton, but no avail. It's Lucio ult just to counteract it right now, and Snakeboy gets a kill on the Elena, and this should be Red Team. It should be Red Team's fight to lose right now. Snakeboy does put the mines up on the actual entrance to prevent any of the members of Team Tentacle getting out through that particular way, and it manages to work. And Team Tentacle, Team Astral Blue manages to cap in a very respectable time in this first push on Gibraltar here, with a time of 3:58. That is an amazing time for a map like Gibraltar. This is a tall order for Team Tentacle to try and actually get a better time than that, or actually try and at least try and even up that time bank. Generally, the issue coming out of Team Tentacle was the fact that they were continuously running that Reinhardt-based composition against such a fast-moving dive comp coming out of Team Astral, which just makes the Winston and the Hammond dive in. Everyone focuses on them, and well, the Sniper and Burn Blue just pick off any of the stragglers, and it seems to have worked throughout the entire map, with almost no team fights going in the way of Team Tentacle. So it'll be interesting to see how Team Tentacle wishes to approach this attack, whether or not they are still going to stick with Serpentine on that Reinhardt and Elena on that actual Zarya, and see what they're going to do. That's it. I believe Team Tentacle has locked their actual composition. They are going to the Ghost composition, which is a really interesting thing considering that Ghost compositions aren't generally run on payload maps. Generally the maximum C play is probably hybrid. Once they cap the first point, they will try and snowball with the actual Goat Comp, see how they do. Once they lose the first team fight or use all that goals, they generally switch off to another composition, especially on maps like King's Row. As Team Astral, they are going for a fairly interesting composition with no actual tanks, instead of going for quadruple DPS double healer with Louis on the Lucio and Art Dragoon continuing on that Mercy. It'll be interesting to see how they actually break this composition right now, considering the amount of damage they can actually push through. And as I say that, Snakeboy manages to go in, manages to block off members of Team Tentacle, and then gets back onto the King JP, back against the Snake. Found the kill on it. Serpent gets the final kill on Snakeboy, and currently Team Tentacle will continue pushing card with this probably if Team Astral actually switches off this, but as I say that Burn Blue actually gets the really pick up from the Rainbows. It might be 6 on the card right now, but Sir KKB gets a counter kill on the King Penguin, so it's a 5v5 on the point right now with Serpent on that Reinhardt, just swinging everything right. Sir KKB to 4v6, 4v5 on the point right now. Here comes the freeze on the audio, but no current kill. Superman gets a kill on the Snakeboy, and this should be Team Tentacle's fight to lose, as they are going to most likely cap first point after they kill Louis. There goes the kill, and here comes the cap. Now we'll see whether or not they can get any stragglers coming out of the bottom left-hand corner. And yes, there needs to be two right now. Snakeboy and Bernie in the bottom left corner. Snakeboy has to actually use the Kyro Beast to get out. Alina gets an early hit, gets a counter kill on the Burn Blue. Penguin gets the hit, but Alina actually gets another kill on the Snakeboy itself. It's a 5v4. It's a 5v4 or 6v4 on the card itself, and the card continues to move in the favor of Team Tentacles with this Ghost Comp. Offset Nuke, that's what on Winston, and Snakeboy goes on to the Reinhardt, running a double main tank on this. Very interesting. They are not generally contesting the cart right now. Cart's just being pushed freely right now. Here comes a sneak onto Audium right now, and does he manage to get the kill? No. Audium manages to get out life. Offset, let's get the kill onto Elena, and Super Knight gets a counter kill onto Offset right now. Snakeboy is still on the cart right now with Super Knight on that shadow. Can he block this shadow coming out? Huge thing coming in, getting both tanks right now. Serpent Knight, Snakeboy tries going for the charge, misses on any of the hits. Sir KGB does punish that charge. Does punish that charge, and Serpent Knight does have the shadow. He's supposed to, I think he's going to try and use it here, trying to just use it and just cap the point. But the bomb comes in from Gump comes in, but to no avail. Rainbow gets a counter kill onto Ragoon. It's a fight on the point right now with Offset you trying to get anything, but huge save with the Dragon Blade and manages to manage to leave everything low enough that Offset you can get the kill. Misguided Shatter coming out of Serpent Knight there as he wasted as the fight was already lost for his team and now they are going to reset. More kills actually coming out from Burn Blue. Huge getting the kill on Baby Diva and Rainbow on that Hanzo as well. Trying to 38% to another Dragon Blade after just using it. It's probably gonna have one by I would say mid to start this next fight. With Onset Facer now. They're running a dive. Wins it for on the right turn. Comes a dive. Offset you. Is he gonna get anyone? Here comes a shatter. Here comes a shatter out, but do nothing. Is still a brawl on the point. Fresh eggs on that. Fresh eggs using the aura coming hard coming in from Snake Boy, missing everything, and is still in the favor of Team Tentacle right now as they try to push the card. Snake Boy's shield is probably quite low by this point, but they are still holding on. Offset does come back into the fight. It's going to be a 66. Here comes the charge coming out. Serpent Knight counter charges him back, and both mechanics go down. Here comes the bomb. Diva bomb coming out. Is he gonna hit? He does get the hit. Raccoon out into the point. It's going to be a T9. Managed to just hit his time, but Rainbow's on that Hanzo gets the 2 kills, and here comes the cap out of Team Tentacle.
Contributions to the
With a time back of 3 minutes and 40 seconds, right now moving into streets, moving into the final phase of the altar, it is already confirmed that Team Astral is going to have a better time bank. Now it's whether or not Team Tentacle can still translate this into the third final cap to push this into more points for their team, even though they have already won with the dash but just dashes up and gets nothing in return. Offset going in with King Penguin, trying to dive someone, but no avail, just for the split, but at the same time King Penguin gets a big upgrade there too. Here comes a nano blade from Burn Blue. Is he gonna get anything with it? He's shown that he can get the huge blades, but this time nothing. Serpent Knight uses his once again, another wisdom one out of him. He should know better not to use it. He's gonna get staggered, and Team Astral continues to hold the point right now with their interesting composition of double main tank. Snake Boy right now going on the flank, it seems, with Offset, which is fairly interesting. He's probably trying to wait for Team Tentacle to come in, and then he follows up with a cheeky charge to see if he gets anything. He does reveal his position with the actual fire strike, but no, he tries to go in for the charge, but Team Tentacle was ready for it and backs up, and he gets nothing out of return. Serpent Knight gets a kill onto Offset after the follow-up charge from Snake Boy, and it's currently 5v6 on the point itself. King Penguin does get a kill on the break for this Diva Mage Diva, so it's still a 5v6 on the card, but they do not have their Diva defense matrix up, and it seems that the Team Astral's shield has been taken down right now. They're going to try this. Team Tentacle uses the Graviton. It gets a couple of people under the point, but Lucio's speed. But Lucio's amp tries to save them. Snake Boy hits a huge flash strike on the kill on 30k AP. Bumble gets a kill on the Fresh Egg. Serpent Knight gets a charge and the kill onto both Angels of Port. And Aleta gets a kill on the Bumble. It's a 3v3 on the card right now. Now can Offset kill Serpent Knight to try and possibly. No, as I say that, Snake Boy gets a huge shatter, getting the kill onto Audium. And Team Tentacle should be trying to move out of this point right now. Huge charge coming out, Snake Boy, but it's misguided. He's going to die. He's going to die here. And the Serpent Knight gets the pick on him. It's a 5v6 right now, and it seems that Team Tentacle is going to try and snowball this, but as I say, no, Serpent Knight is just standing there. But now, yes, they are now trying to push in onto the point. Audium gets the kill on the Burn Blue. It's a 4v6 on the point. Offset is trying to just hold the cart right now. Just coming back on it. Sergey just easy kills him with the actual Reaper. But Snake Boy does get the charge and gets the kill. Serpent Knight, are they going to C9 this? But no, Snake Boy manages to get by a point in just in time. Burn Blue on the point. Right now, everyone's just on it. Here's a 3. And here's a 3-man Graviton followed up by the Reaper Death Blast. And Offset is the only one left on the point. Is he going to survive long enough for his teammates to come back? But no, and just like that, Team Tentacle manages to cap it in I think 2 minutes, or just under 2 minutes. Oh, never mind. He managed to keep it at with 1 minute remaining. Both teams. It's currently Team Astral's game to lose with the huge time bank of just under 4 minutes compared to Team Tentacle's 1 minute. So it's going to be quite hard for Team Tentacle to actually try and win this. They're going to have to try and push it as far as they can in overtime, hopefully trying to get into just capping second point if they actually want to have a decent chance of actually winning this map, even though they have already won the series. This is just for them, I would say, a televised scrim, if you will.
Check this out.
Whereas on the side of Team Astral, play a really good game and continuously punish some of the mistakes coming out of Serpent Knight and Team Tentacle. The only issue that they have right now is Snakeboy on that Reinhardt. He did go a bit too gung-ho with his charges. I think he charged about 3-4 times that landed him in hot water and subsequently killed. But he's now moved back onto a DPS playing the Torbjorn, which is a completely different team comp to what they actually played on defense in the first round. They also have King Penguin on that Symmetra, just playing the Symmetra Torbjorn strat, just trying to be, I think, somewhat as annoying as possible, but it should be easy for Team Tentacle to actually beat this, considering that Serpent Knight still has his shield up and there doesn't seem to be any picks coming out as of right yet. Now the current composition of Team Astral cannot generally hold the fight on they're just what the Team Serpent Knight's general team comp is, and they managed to get the early kills onto Team Astral. Hopefully Team Astral does get a change up on what the team composition is, because this team composition is not going to work to possibly try and help them win the match just before the first point gets capped. So KTP on that is trying to keep Offset off on that instant, but he managed to get the kill on him. But KTP just get the kill on the Pressure X right now, and there is a turret on the top floor. If they manage to kill Serpent Knight in this fight right now, they are going to be able to just use that Torbjorn turret to maximum effect, trying to actually stop it. But no, Team Tentacle, let's get the kill. Wow, huge blade coming out from Serpent Knight and on the no shield on the point itself. King Penguin gets the kill on Sir KTP. Rain Monitor gets the counter kill on the first move, but King Penguin just sweeping it up right now, and the multi-core coming out, and actually they managed to hold the point just before first point cap. This amazing play coming out of Brimstone, getting both the tank-based heroes out of the way for the Torbjorn turret to just rain down damage, uncontested damage, and they managed to get the. And then from there, they just snowballed into the win with just over 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I think this game is done and dusted unless Team Astral manages to choke. Team Astral manages to choke this, because they have more than enough time to possibly get 2 pushes with having 6 ultimates. If they can just if they can try and, it's quite easy snowball in this first point if they run a dive and just get early picks. It's up to Team Tentacle right now to try and play as defensive as possible, trying to not die as quickly as they can, because once one of their members die and they can't res it because they don't have a mercy, it's going to be an instant 5v6, and that will generally favor the attacker side, especially with attacker spawn closer compared to defender spawn. And especially on a map like Watchpoint Gibraltar, there's only really one entrance that most teams will go through, and that is the left side, if basing on where the card moves. And Red Team and Team Astral could just easily choke that out and stop Team Tentacle from actually contesting. Right now we can see Rain Models back on the actual Doomfist, and let's see what. And it seems that Team Astral is running a quad tank set up into this. They are ignoring the card, but instead deciding to go for fight on the point itself. Snakeboy gets 3 picks, but Serpent Knight gets the early. But Serpent Knight comes back with a kill on the bird. Blue Offset gets a kill on the Serpent Knight, and this is it gives us a turn from Offset killing Rainbow, and that is a win for Astral on this quad tank based composition. Offset is still in pretty deep, I assume. But as I say that, yeah, that's the team that managed manages to die right now, and Raymond gets the pick onto Louis, who is trying to retreat right now. Now it's a 6v4 on the card itself, and Team Tentacle should be able to hold this and stop the push right here, right now. Serpent Knight is closing 71% of his ult. Rainbow goes in with the Doomfist, but he instantly gets hooked back in. Are they going to punish him for being too deep? Yes, he gets a kill on Rainbow instead. It's a 5v, it's a 65 with Serpent Knight's shield completely down, but Offside has the Shadow. Here's the Shadow, there's a two-man Shadow right now. Are they going to manage the kill? They manage the kill. Both supports. Serpent Knight goes in for the charge. He does get the kill on Ragoon, but he's getting overwhelmed by the tanks. Sir KJB is the only one left on the point. He's getting hooked, he's gonna die, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a charge coming out from Offset. Is Rainbow's managing to touch it? No. And Astral Blue manages to win the match. Unfortunately, they did lose the series on the technicality that they do not have enough players to be playing in this game. So overall wins go to Team Tentacle, but in terms of point space, Team Astral wins this single-handed. Team Astral wins this 2-0. Is unsure whether or not we will go to the final map of Horizon Lunar Colony, but we shall see if they choose not to go to the final map, and that will be it. If any of you are wondering, if I do have an MVP, it's probably going to be Burn Blue. Burn Blue's Genji very much the game changer in this actual match between Astral and Tentacle. Due to the fact that majority of the time his blades are getting 2-3 kills, and they are very crucial kills, especially as you saw on that last point. And Burn Blue managed to kill both the Reinhardt and the Brigitte, which means that there are no shields, and the Tormentor can just rain down damage for him, and follow it up by the actual Molten Core, which just without shield, you're probably going to die. Question coming out from FS Scott, the current leader of Team Tentacle, asking whether or not we will go for the final map, and yes, the Team Astral Blue has accepted that they will now go to the final map, and now we shall move on to Horizon Lunar Colony once both teams are ready. Pause. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thankfully enough, both teams have agreed that they will play out the actual last map, which is Watchpoint Gibraltar, not Watchpoint Gibraltar, I mean Horizon Lunar Colony. Hopefully we get to see a much better play coming out of Team Tentacle, who have lost the last 2 maps, but have won the series based on a rule book on to Astral, who has forfeited the match. Now, giving you a bit of a history of Watchpoint Gibraltar. Watchpoint Gibraltar has generally been one of the most hated maps in terms of 2CP's history, which is a big thing to say considering that there are a number of 2CP maps which a lot of people hate, including myself, on 7 months, but I'm not going to get into that. Now, the reason why Horizon Lunar Colony is quite hated is due to the fact that there's not really much advantage given to defenders. This is generally an attacker-heavy sort of map, as once you manages to actually cap this first point, you can easily push onto the second and just snowball for an easy 5-minute, 6-minute wins, and it happens quite a lot, especially if you play this map in competitive. You either snowball this really hard, or you manage to actually full hold this. But as I say that, coming back into the match itself, we have Team Tentacle running a contenders-based sort of sort of composition with Super Knight on the actual Hammond and Elena on the Diva. This is generally what you see out of teams like Team Envy in the contenders roster, but Super Knight does counter back. Offset does counter back with his own Hammond. We're gonna see a Hammond on the actual main tank role. Offset is getting pretty low right now. The entire team of Team Astral is pretty low. Blue and Louis very low right now, but managed to actually get healed and not die. And we'll see whether or not this will translate into a push. Snakeboy is currently running Symmetra. They're probably trying to just get on the point and try and get as much value out of Symmetra as they can. But as I say that, Serpent Knight currently on the flank right now, probably just trying to get a straggler if he can. If he actually sees King Penguin, he can possibly try and jump on him. But as I said, jump on it and actually get killed. But right now he's overly just right. It's a Hammond on the top point right now. But Serpent Knight decides to run away right now. Offset, no, let's just say that they're still currently fighting. Offset does drop the point. Serpent Knight going in with the slam. And is he going to survive? The Serpent Knight is still alive, still only half HP. But King Penguin does open the fight up for Astral with the early kill on the Rainbows. And here comes the subsequent sights on the point. It's a 5v6 right now. Astral going to actually push on this, but no, Serpent Knight gets the counter kill of the King Penguin right now. It's a 5v5, and none of the teams are currently pushing. This is the red team does not push right now. They are not going to get any sort of percentage on the point. But as I say that, Serpent Knight gets the counter kill onto Burn Blue with the actual mines. While Fresh Eggs tops everyone off with his ultimate. Sergey Yimi gets the kill onto Snakeboy, and this should be a hold coming out from Team Tentacle. Team Astral, they're being very, very passive, not actually capitalizing on the kill that was made by King Penguin, and just wasted essentially 2 minutes on the clock right now. They do not have much time left to push, probably 2 to 3 points if they actually hold it. But Rainbow goes in with the actual Dragon Blade, gets the kill onto Raccoon, but Snakeboy counters back with the kill onto him. Right now, Sergey Yimi goes in with, tries to get the kill with the actual boss bomb, not getting anything right now, but Enverdu punishes him for it. Offset goes in with the minefield, gets the kill onto Audium. And this should translate into Team Astral actually capping the point with just over 1 minute 30 seconds left on the clock. They have to kill Elena, and Elena dies, and here's the cat coming in. But Offset is still alive, but Serpent Knight is actually still alive. I'm not sure why, but it seems that Raccoon just wanted to use Offset, just confirm that the cap is actually active. But it was really unnecessary. They could have actually just kept him with and saved that Transcendence going into the second fight and possibly snowball this. With just over 1 minute and 10 seconds, they will cap it, and now there's 5 minutes 10 seconds left on the clock. It'll be interesting to see whether Team Astral is able to actually snowball this into an actual cap. Snakeboy does go for the early jump in, Press trying to push Elena off the point itself. Offset goes in but misses the actual slam. But there was a huge debuff coming out right now, and Burn Blue is currently asleep. Are they going to kill Rainbows? And yes, they managed to get the kill on the Rainbows. Sergey Yimi does it, however, get 2 kills, getting killed on Rainbows, but the effect is Widow. He's not going to possibly touch the point. Sergey Yimi is just getting dived by Snakeboy, and it seems that Team Astral is managing to actually snowball this right now. Serpent Knight is the only one left on the point. I think they'll manage to deal with it. Rainbows on the point, just staying on, but they are not on the point. King Penguin gets a kill. King Penguin gets a kill on the Rainbows right now, and it seems that blue team's just trying to get by the point. Fresh Eggs using Transcendence, Fresh Eggs using Kamehameha, just trying to stall the point right now. Demon Bomb coming out on the lane, just trying to stall and trying to stop the cap coming in, and it seems that it is working. Serpent Knight gets the counter kill on the King Penguin, but as I say that, Snakeboy gets another kill on the Serpent Knight. It's a 5v5 on the point, but this is Defender's advantage due to the fact that they have a spawn much closer. If Team Astral is looking to actually cap this out, they're going to have to do this really quickly. Right now, Audience getting focused down, and Rainbow is getting the kill on them, but Fresh Eggs manages to use Kamehameha, use the orb to just kill Offset. First gets a kill on Sergey Yimi, Serpent Knight, and Elena are the only 2 left on the board itself. Are they gonna stall long enough? But Serpent Knight gets a kill on Snakeboy. Here's both Genjis using Dragon Blades right now. Who gets the most value of it right now? But it seems that no one is. But as I say that, Rainbow gets a kill on the 4-3-1 Lucas. Burn gets a kill on the Rainbow. Got a kill on the Rainbow. King Penguin gets a kill on the lane. The Serpent Knight gets a counter kill on the Burn. Offset is the only one left on the point. It seems that Sergey Yimi goes on to the soldier, and they are starting, and Team Tentacle starting to stabilize right now. Rainbow is that's which of the Genji going onto the Doomfist right now. Prospect just trying to stop this right now, and here, as I say that, Offset jumps in on that Winston. He's alone, he's not getting support, and he gets killed, and this is another hold coming out from Team Tentacle after an otherwise possible and after an otherwise possible snowball that came out of Team Astral right there. But as I say that, looking back on the ultimates itself, Sir KGP is already 61% up to attack advisor. He should probably have it by the next fight. Sever Knight can block a certain entrance with the actual bombs that he has, and Sir KGP gets a kill on the Rangoon. This should be a fight one for Team Tentacle, considering this is 2 CP and every man on the point is needed right now. Fresh Inks just topping everyone off with the actual with his own ultimate right now, but as I say, Snakebite gets a kill on Rainbow. Fresh Inks gets a counter kill on the 431 Lewis. Offset is really low. He's near Snakebite gets the kill on the kill on the Burgle gets grabbed, like killing Circuit before he can actually use his before you can use Sacrifice. Team Penguin gets the kill on the Fresh Inks with the Hanzo ultimate. No man, are they gonna kill Elena? Yes. Now, are they gonna manage to kill Lucas before he manages to stuff the voice and tries to be snowball this? So KGB coming in with the tactical visor after getting respawned. He's getting nano boosted. Are they going? Is he gonna single-handedly just stop the cap coming out of the point? And it seems that he is. He managed to get 2 kills both on the TP and Fresh Inks back on the point. So right now with Fresh Inks on the point with Sir KGB just trying to stall this out as long as they can and possibly trying to win this, but. And you guys do it with the Helix killing Snakeboard, and Rainbow gets a kill on 4-3-2-1. This should be another hole coming out for Team Tentacle. Very impressive stuff coming out of Sir KGB. That even though he did get picked off at the end, his team manages to stall it long enough that he managed to come back with the tactical visor and gets immediately nano boosted. Offset right now just being a nuisance, being coming in like a wrecking ball as the Miley Cyrus song plays in his head right now. He's just in the air, possibly looking for a place to jump. There he is. He jumps onto Elena right now. But Rainbow gets a kill on the Team Penguin. Podium gets a subsequent kill on the Offset due to the fact that he was not, while in the air, he cannot be shot at. Sir KGB is currently is anti, and 4-3-2-1 Lewis does capitalize by killing him. Elena gets the kill on the Bird Blue, and this should simply another hole coming up from Team Tentacle. With just under 1 minute left on the clock itself. This is it should be an easy hold for Team Tentacle. But as I say that, Super Knight just get picked off. Are they going to go in on this? Purple and Snakeboard are still quite far away. And there's a bit of speed to jump in. Offset does kill. It's a 5-6 on point. Sir KGP and the rest of Team Tentacle. Sir KGP, 4-3-1 gets kill on audio. The kill feed is full red after a disastrous premature push. They manages to actually ease this out. Sir KGP trying to be the hero right now with the tactical visor, gets immediately deflected back. Get that thing out of my face. And are they gonna cap it? Yes, they managed to cap it just before overtime. That's it.
My ultimate is
amazing final play coming out of Team Astral just when all things was looking grim and Team Tentacle was about to hold the point. They managed to actually pull the rabbit out of the hat with just over 2.6 seconds left on the clock. They managed to actually hold the point. They managed to actually cap the point and move this into a 2-pointer. General dives coming out of Team Astral, surprisingly weak compared to their dives in the other 2 actual maps. This time around they seem somewhat uncoordinated, somewhat less coordinated compared to their other 2 maps. Perhaps it's just the map geography, perhaps they just never practiced the map and understand where they have to be, but overall, team play coming out of Team Astral is somewhat disappointing after what we've seen in the first 2 maps. Team Tentacle, on the other hand, does seem to have some level of improvement with their communication, as they are managing to actually stay alive longer. They're managing to actually chain people to get onto the point so that the cap does not come through, and they managed to continuously hold the point for over 5 minutes after what was essentially a disastrous first push that nearly resulted in a snowball cap coming out of Team Astral. Moving on back to the map itself, we see Team Astral currently running the Hammond with a surprising inclusion of the good old Bastion. Bastion, for the most part, has not seen play in much competitive in a very long time, due to the fact that he is considered somewhat unfun by many people. Then you can see how he's going to set up on this compared to what is essentially a dive coming out of Team Tentacle. If they manage to get the monkey as he's jumping in and punish him, this should be an easy hold coming out for Team Astral.
Defend
map
objective.
started, and both teams are currently moving in. There's a triple tank coming out of triple tank dive coming out of Team Tentacle right now. Are they going to get caught with the trap of Team Penguin on that bastion? Rainbow's currently just prowling around. And here's a jump right now. He's in. But is he gonna get out? Yes, he managed to get out, but he does not have his bubble right now. Eliana currently alone, jumping in after Winston Jeffy went out. May have been a miscommunication right now, and Elena does get killed on it. Rainbow gets to get the counter kill on the offset right now, but Bumblue gets a kill on the fresh egg. Sergey JP manages to go on a huge flank, getting a kill on the King Penguin. 4-3-2-1 Lewis gets a kill on the audio, but Rainbow's counter back with the kill on Bumblue. Snakeboy goes in with the grapple shot, kills Sergey JP, and it's a fight on the point right now, favoring Team Astral. Team Astral, as the only one left on the point is Rainbows. Is he gonna get punished? Yes, 4-3-2-1 move. That's managed to get the kill on it. Turbulent is the only one left on the point.
My position.
The only one left on the point right now with Elena just on the sidelines, just trying to pop, just trying to poke, do some poke damage. Currently it's a hamster chase right now, but Serpent Knight manages to get out of it and reset. Now, are we going to see Team... Oh, but as I say that, Snakeboy going in with the I Am a Wrecking Ball theme song, just to bashing people around, trying to get the value and possibly trying to get his ultimate up as soon as possible right now. He is currently down on the ultimate percentage compared to his counterpart on Super Knight, which is 87 to 58 right now. But King Penguin manages to get the early kill onto Rainbow. This Rainbow does follow it up with a kill onto Audium. Snakeboy gets the kill onto Fresh Eggs, and it should be a continual hold coming out for Team Astral. 4-3-2-1 Lewis does get killed by Elena. Offset does get the counter kill onto Diva, right? Guys get the counter kill onto the Diva, and Elena does get subsequently killed by Snakeboy. Snakeboy currently up to 90%, just 10% below Super Knight's actual minefield, and he's possibly gonna get it right now if he manages to just get 10% more by swinging in. Yes, he manages to get it. Now both Hammonds already have their minefields. They're gonna try to corner off possibly the right below them, just to prevent them from actually going through that. But as I say, that Tentacle going for the flank. Are they going into space? Possibly no. They are going on to the top right staircase right now, and this is a pretty bad position considering that the Bastion has sights right now. He's in tank mode. He's trying to get as much value by firing rockets into it, but they just completely ignore him and go straight onto the point. It seems that in that fight, Serpent Knight places all his bombs down onto the point itself, and currently they managed to actually get the first single tick onto the point itself. Penguin manages to get the counter kill on the Serpent Knight. Vermlu goes in with another Dragon that gets a kill on the French, gets a kill on the Audio. Both supports down for Team Tentacle, and this is just another hole coming out. Team Astral, Diva Bomb coming out, but it actually hit the tire and actually prevented it from coming on the ground, which possibly could have killed people, but I doubt it would have. Ragu going in with Ricky right now, just rallying, getting everyone topped off right now, and it seems that everyone is, just with the exception of Offset New on that Widow right now. It seems that this Bastion composition is just complete. It's managing to actually beat the current dive coming out of Team Tentacle. But as I say that, they managed to switch off. The Super Knight is now off the Hammond, now on the Roadhog. Elena still on that Diva. I'm not sure what they try to go for on the basis that they do not have any shields or any way of actually protecting. But as I say that, Sergey JP gets the early kill on the percent. It's a 5v6 on the board right now. 5v6 right now. It's 5v6 right now, and it seems that they're actually gonna push on this. No, they're not pushing on it. They're actually just staying, waiting. For some reason, King Penguin gets a kill on the Rainbow. It's actually just gonna have counter kill on the Snakeboard. 4-3-1 gets killed on Sergey JP. It's still very much an even fight right now, with actually killing King Penguin, but Burn Blue and Fortune and Raccoon managed to go deep and kill a number of the French eggs currently on the point. Serpent Knight, the only one left. Is he gonna touch the point before overtime is on? Yes, he manages to touch the point. Overtime has been triggered, and Serpent Knight is the only one left on the point. So KGB gets a kill on the Raccoon, but the kill beat is still all Rit, and no one else managed to get on the point. Astral Blue wins the series 3-0. With a surprising composition of Hammond and Bastion. Play of the game does go to Snakeboy on that Winston. That's what he does. Zaps people around, as all Winstons do, gets the kill on Elena, gets the Primal Rage, getting the subsequent kill on the Raid bonus, gets the kill onto Audium, where he could have possibly gone after the actual soldier, but oh well, can't really say. And even though Astral Blue won the series 3-0, the win goes to Team Tentacle, as I said, due to a roster issue coming out of Astral Blue, which made them forfeit the match. Overall, generally I try to give the MVP to the winning team,
but this time around, I feel that is not. I feel that Team Tentacle has not warranted such an accolade. Instead, I will give it to Team Astral Blue, who technically won the match based on points. And Burn Blue is my MVP, considering that how effective he is on that Genji with the entire Team Tentacle basically getting caught with their pants down and not being able to actually deal with it consistently. In terms of the main difference, I would say aside from the actual DPS coming out of blue, it's probably going to be the tank play. Serpent Knight seems to be a pretty good Hammond player, but his Rhine play and his Winston play does need a lot of work. He's not getting as much value as he is compared to his counterpart as compared to when they actually play Hammond. So hopefully he manages to actually get better results next time he is playing in the AAOL tournament. With that said, I thank you everyone for watching. And this is Blackburn from the Equestria's Div 3 Mate Tank Team signing off. And I would like to also thank Pinky McGee, Pinky Mac, sorry, not McGee, Pinky Mac GG for helping me stream this to all you viewers right there. And I hope you have a lovely night. Thank you very much.